City.
Hey, are you creative or want to be a part of the creative industry? Well, Phil We Chat with Nazzy is a program that's geared towards youth empowerment through creativity. On this program, we'll touch down with professional creators who will give you core information on how to be better and successful at creating. So tune in Thursday evenings at 6 to 7 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM, the station to own your creative talent. Welcome all of you to the Fui Chat with Nazzy Creative Show right here on Roots 96.1 FM, the only station to own your creative talent. Now I'm going to be sharing to you some core information within this amazing hour of creative juice. I tell you, we're going to be getting into it, so you don't want to miss what's coming up. I want to thank all of my listeners in Jamaica and overseas, my TikTok family, my WhatsApp group family, and also want to thank all of you who are listening on air online. Just welcome to the Fui Chat with Nazzy Creative Show. My co-host has arrived. He wasn't here last week, so he's making up. So Kashim Green, welcome. All right. So guys, you don't want to miss what's coming up in the segment now, or we haven't had a What's Going On Youth segment in a while. We've had Natalie Campbell. You Got This with Nat, been giving you some core motivational topics and inspirational topics to the youths. And now we have Brandon Skirving. He is a muralist and an artist, and we'll learn much more from him later on in the show. Right. And also coming up is who? Mr. Kashim Green. Come and do your job.
That's it. I'm here now, so
our special guest creator.
Yes.
Yes, our special guest creator this afternoon is Mr. I.T. Ellis.
Mr.
Right.
IT.
Right.
I've always looked up to him when I was growing up because his content was really entertaining as a little juvenile.
From the show IT and Fancy Cats, right?
Yes.
And he's the one that we're going to be having on the show this afternoon. I wonder if we're going to bust up a place with laughing this afternoon. All right. We're going to have Mr. Ian IT Ellis on the show this afternoon, sharing some core information about the art of being a comedian, an actor, and he's a savvy businessman. Listen, he has many hats on, so we definitely want to learn a lot from Mr. Ian IT Ellis this afternoon, so stay tuned for that, youths. We know we always tell you to take out your what? Take out your notepads. Come on. Take out your notepads, because this is where you will learn. And definitely you'll get some core information this afternoon if this is the field that you are interested in. You want to make people laugh. This is a segment for you. And definitely Mr. Ian IT Ellis will give you some core information and share his journey with you. Also coming up is our entertainment segment. Everybody knows that Nazzy get excited when we reach the entertainment segment this afternoon. Yes, we have Gary. Yes, I repeated his name. That's his name. Gary will definitely be giving you some vibe on this set, I'm sure, and his hit single, Sha-la-la-la. Yes, definitely he'll be blazing my set this afternoon. I'm looking forward to it. So guys, you're tuning right here to Roots 96.1 FM. It's the only creative show. Am I right, Owen? that gives you edutainment. So definitely stay
While
tuned.
giving you education.
While giving you, that's why I put it together, edutainment, right?
Yeah.
So definitely stay tuned. We have much more coming up on this creative show this afternoon on Roots 96.1 FM.
Feel chat with Nazzy. Don't change that dial.
All right.
When you know anything in life that's worth doing is worth doing well. A positive start, bring a positive end. Stay focused. If you see what you want, you can be what you want and achieve what you want to be. If you know what you want and you reap what you plant, you will reach where you want to be. Okay then, although the struggle in a giddy and me know them well rough. Hey young man, hold up your head, no look from side to side, just keep your focus. Hear me now, mix up the hard work and the respect, make the success enough. Hey young girl, no make no try without the most high cause of him come first. Brawling, if you see what you want, you can be what you want and achieve what you want to be. What you wanna be. If you know what you want and you reap what you plant, you will reach where you wanna be. Sing it with me. I know you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I know you can do it. You can do it.
And now we'll be hearing from Brandon Skirvin.
When you know anything in life that's worth doing is worth doing well.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Feel Chat with Nazzy Creative Show. Today we are here with Brandon. So, Brandon, tell us who is Brandon and what would you say is your creative talent?
Okay, so I'm 21 years of age, and my creative talent is drawing. Art overall, I like to paint and draw realistic.
Okay, Brandon. So, which school do you attend and how long have you been an artist? Tell us a little more about your experience in this field.
Okay, so I used to attend Tarrant High. I graduated in 2018, but at the time I didn't take art serious until after I graduated. And my experience was, I would say it was miraculous because of how I improved, being that I wasn't serious at all. I didn't take my talent serious until after I graduated. So, yes.
Okay, so what keeps you motivated to be creative with each piece?
What keeps me motivated is the competition that I have with myself. So with every art piece that I do, I try to do better with the next. So that's what keeps me motivated. So improvement.
Okay, Brandon. Did you have any mentors starting out in this field? Tell us why mentors are important.
Well, me, I didn't really have any mentors starting out. I just saw other artists doing their thing, and that just pushed me to in creating art pieces. But it is important to have mentors because they can give us knowledge, you know, based on their experience, and we can use their wisdom in our art pieces that we create. It is important to have mentors.
How important is God in your life and work, especially in these times?
Okay, so God has played a major role in my life, because if it wasn't for Him, I would have given up already. But I just always have that voice in my head telling me to continue, even when no one is, you know, cheering for me or giving me the support. I still push myself, so I think God is there pushing me.
That's great. So tell us about your best piece.
Okay, so my best piece would be the mural that I did in Spanish Town. the Jamaica 60 mural. It was my first ever painting on wall, and I was astonished because of how it came out. You know, it was beautiful. So that is my best piece.
What is your 5-year plan? And are you satisfied with where you are in your career?
Well, yes, I am definitely satisfied. You know, I'm grateful for where I am because I'm getting the support now, and customers love the work that they get. So I am definitely satisfied. And my 5-year plan, I see myself having my own art studio, you know, my own tattoo shop, and also I see myself traveling the world and doing art all over, you know, drawing people, painting landscapes. So I have big dreams.
Okay, Brandon. So I want you to tell the youths why they should be motivated to use their talents and skills to earn.
Okay, so you have to be motivated because no one else will do it for you. You know, you're not gonna have the support or the push all the time from people, your peers or your family. So you just have to just find that motivation within yourself. You know, and it is a blessing to have like a skill and earning from it. You know, it's a great feeling. So just be confident in what you're doing, have faith, and you'll be great.
Okay, Brandon, so this is our last questions. Where can we stay connected with you on social media, and do you have any upcoming projects you would want to share?
Okay, so you can stay connected with me on Instagram at BS_artworld. I'm on TikTok as well, that's BS_artworld. So just stay connected, just follow me on Instagram and you'll see my upcoming works.
Whoa, whoa. Woo, telling ya, crawl onto my knees and tell the Lord, whoa, please forgive me for all of my flaws. Whoa, going hard, I never pause. Whoa, singing it, but just because. Whoa, step into the mood and press the chord. Whoa, singing to release on every Lord. Whoa, singing make my mama proud. Whoa, I'ma be the best you ever saw. Telling ya, then I saw the thing work. Every ghetto you that tried earth, I'm telling ya, we'll start from birth if you get the picture. We'll start from birth, get the picture. Then I said the thing work. Every ghetto you that tried earth, telling ya, we'll start from birth if you get the picture. We'll start from birth, get the picture. Then I said the thing work. Every ghetto you that tried earth, telling ya, we'll start from birth if you get the picture. We'll start from birth, get the picture. Then I said the thing work. Every ghetto you that tried earth, telling ya, we'll start from birth if you get the picture. We'll start from birth. Whoa, woo, telling ya, crawl onto my knees and tell the Lord, whoa, please forgive me for all of my flaws. Whoa, going hard, I never pause. Whoa, singing it, but just because. Whoa, step into the mood and press the chord. Whoa, singing to release on every Lord. Whoa, singing make my mama proud. Whoa, I'ma be the best you ever saw. Telling ya, then I saw the thing work. Every ghetto you that tried earth, I'm telling ya, we'll start from birth if you get the picture. We'll start from birth, get the picture. Then I said the thing work. Every ghetto you that tried earth, telling ya, we'll start from birth if you get the picture. We'll start from birth, get the picture. Then I said the thing work. Every ghetto you that tried earth, telling ya, we'll start from birth if you get the picture. We'll start from birth, get the picture. Then I said the thing work. Every ghetto you that tried earth, telling ya, we'll start from birth if you get the picture. We'll start from birth.
Ah, ah, ah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby. Ah, 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 ah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll repeat that I love you just as many more times you can take the sound of my voice. I will never ignore you. I'll adore you, cause I love you. I'll repeat that I love you just as many more times you can take the sound of my voice. I will never ignore you. I'll adore you, cause I love you. Cause you make life feel so perfect. You make me feel I'm worth it. You do some simple things that blows me away. I'll repeat that I love you just as many more times you can take the sound of my voice. I will never ignore you. I'll adore you, cause I love you. I'll repeat that I love you just as many more times you can take the sound of my voice. I will never ignore you. I'll adore you, cause I love you. A minute never goes by when I never thought of you. No way. You are the reason why love feels so good, so good. With you I wanna live it and dream it and feel it every single day. From you I never want to be so far away. I'll repeat that I love you just as many more times you can take the sound of my voice. I will never ignore you. I'll adore you, cause I love you. I'll repeat that I love you just as many more times you can take the sound of my voice. I will never ignore you. I'll adore you, cause I love you. You make life feel so perfect. You make me feel I'm worth it. You do some simple things that blows me away. I'll repeat that I love you just as many more times you can take the sound of my voice. I will never ignore you. I'll adore you, cause I love you. I'll repeat that I love you just as many more times you can take the sound of my voice. I will never ignore you. I'll adore you, cause I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, baby. I love you. I love you.
I love you. Come on. I love you.
Very
I love
beautiful
it.
song.
I love you. What a perfect way to start the show. I love you. All right.
That one is called Repeat.
And it's repeated. I love you. Can I And now we've reached our special guest creator segment, and I'm just going to read a little bio about my famous special guest creator this afternoon. His name is Ian I.T. Ellis. Born and raised in Trenchtown, Ian I.T. Ellis is an actor, comedian, successful businessman. He is one part of the popular Jamaican comedy duo I.T. and Fancy Cat. Albeit a trained accountant and savvy businessman, I.T. has established an enviable reputation as an endearing and enduring entertainment professional, leaving a trail of laughter in performances at major venues all over Jamaica, the Caribbean, North America, and UK. Having conquered the live stage locally and globally, and having stamped his mark on television as a performer and executive producer in the Jamaica's longest-running sketch comedy, The IT and Fancy Cat Show. Memorable on-screen appearances as an actor in 2 Jamaican feature films, Destiny and It's a Family Affair, as well as a recent Jamaican sitcom, Bigger Boss. Ellis, who is now a devoted Christian, is always on the go. He manages a very hectic schedule, juggling the demands of his high visibility work in entertainment. As administrator, producer, and performer, with his serious commitment to church and family, he is a dedicated husband and the loving father of 2 daughters. He now holds an MBA degree from the University of the West Indies Mona campus. This is my special guest creator this afternoon, Mr. Ian I.T. Ellis. Welcome to the Feel Chat with Nazzy Creative Show.
Thank you very much for having me. I heard some singing earlier, and I was saying, I don't understand why I never talk about my singing.
Oh, boy.
So, and then they were singing love songs too, so I want to start off by saying, I have a love song too, I wanna love you. It's good to be here on 96.1 Roots FM. It's good to be with you, Nazzy. And your co-host is, let me see.
Kashim Green.
Yes.
Kashim, awesome.
He's from the MVP camp, Extra Velocity, he says.
Yes. And,
awesome.
I remember when I was younger, you came to my school, you and IT, and it was a tremendous performance that you
mean
did.
me and Fancy Cat?
Yeah, man. Trenchtown. I used to go to Trenchtown High.
Oh,
so it was
nice.
It was a pleasure seeing you. And before we get into the real questions, may I have a personal question that I want to ask. Like, when you used to do the show, like, why does it finish so quick? Like, we wanted more laughter.
Well, I mean, obviously that props. It suggests that you were enjoying yourself while it ended. But it's a half-hour show. All the sitcoms all over the world have the same length. It's half-hour, 24 minutes of content, and the rest is adverts. But we've heard that over the life of the show, the series, that, they want more. But we kept it at half-hour because, we want them to come back next week and next week and next week and next week. We did with 10 years, over 400 anecdotes, stories, sketches. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Sometimes I look back on some of the sketches and I'm wondering, wow. And we really did a lot. So I don't remember some of them until I see it as we posted on YouTube. So it was a lot. But I mean, so even though he said it ended quickly some nights, but
I know it's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work that goes into preparing for all of this, the skits and everything. So I know it's a lot of work, even though we see it as a short period of time, but it's a lot of work. So to the real questions now, right? Tell us how you got started in the creative industry.
Well, I started out crying.
Yeah, man, Bob.
I remember hearing Marley ask that question, and that was his response. He started out crying. I'm saying that to say that I started out I was growing up in Trenchtown, I started out displaying a talent that later would become what everybody is now seeing. Because I used to like doing impersonations. So I would create my own radio show. So I'd be the radio announcer and I would have a guest. So I have different guests and I would play several different roles. I didn't know what I was doing at the time until it became an integral part of my career. So I'm a part of an entertainment family, the Ellis family, Alton Ellis, of which is most known as my late uncle and my late on to Hortense Ellis. And of course, so we came from an entertainment family. So I grew up seeing entertainment, discovering that I'm a part of an entertainment family. So my influences were inside my family for the most part, you know.
I see. So, what were some of the challenges you had starting out in the industry, and how did you overcome them?
Well, I my industry or the art form that I embrace is stand-up comedy. And it's a unique art form, especially here in Jamaica. I just had a show, Get to Misfits, and it was a stand-up comedy show. And persons were calling it a play, which usually is a theatrical presentation. So persons didn't know the distinction, or sometimes they're not aware there's a distinction between a stand-up comedy performance and a play. So that's one of my challenges, to be in a field, a genre of entertainment locally where the art form is not well known. First challenge, because people need to understand what's this thing called stand-up comedy. That's my first challenge. But luckily, I should have said, I'm blessed to have had a brother, Blacker, who was a part of a duo. Bello and Blacker and Bello, worked for many years on this station, and we saw them as our influence. We became their protege. So we started out like that. So my influence was inside my family. My brother Blacker, who was a comedian and actor himself. So the challenge was to overcome identifying the art form and myself, and my own natural talent in the field, to be uniquely creative in the field. Because when you have influences, you're tempted to copy who you model. And we were inspired and influenced by Bella and Black. And some of the things that we saw them do, we tried to copy until we found our own niche, our own identity in the field.
Certainly.
So what my challenges. So we discovered quickly, I discovered quickly that I need to observe what's happening in the space, so we would be influenced by news items, that would become part of our material. And whilst we did that, then we found ourselves. I found myself, I found what I wanted to do, and became a natural rhythm for me. So that's how I really overcome the initial challenge of establishing myself in this field of stand-up comedy.
Nice, very inspiring. So, did you have any mentors that you had looked up to?
Apart from your family.
Well, we looked outside of Jamaica a lot at the very beginning. We were watching the HBO Def Comedy Jam. I remember in those days, we just watched that every weekend and watch the American comics, the English comics, to see how it's done. And we watch it week after week after week. At the time, Eddie Murphy, Bill Cosby, those were the persons that we saw, that we were inspired by and influenced by. So our mentorship came from influence by observing these established players in the field, and also it came directly from perhaps one of Jamaica's most best actor to have ever done it, Winston Bellabell, and of course his partner, my brother Owen Blacker Ellis, who is now still practicing as a great stand-up comic. They mentored us. They showed us how it was done, having paved the way prior to. So we looked outside of Jamaica, we saw what was being done, and looked at successful comedians, and we had our direct influence, Oliver Samuels, who was a comic actor, not necessarily a stand-up comedian. Let me just make that distinction very clear. Oliver Samuels is an established comic actor, not a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
But we learned timing, because timing is very important in comedy. And by watching those plays, we learned how to deal with characterizations, to create sketches and skits and tell stories in comedy. So we learned all those things. We were mentored even without a direct mentor sitting down and telling us how it's done.
So, what would you say is your greatest accomplishment to date in your career?
My greatest accomplishment, that's an interesting question. There are so many things that I would say, because when I hear greatest accomplishment, I want to think of my children, who are now grown and have successfully completed high school and university education, doing exceptionally well. But in my career, I have to say I am most known for the role I played in the IT and Fancy Cat show. I'd have to honestly say that. Because inside and outside of Jamaica, that piece of work that we did is still memorable. Everywhere we go, we meet persons who would have a personal skit or sketch that's their favorite. That's amazing to still find persons who remember a skit or a sketch from a series that was done. We started that series in 08. So that's how many years ago now, 2023.
That's beautiful.
I think my featured entertainer Gary wants to ask you a question.
How difficult is it for you to create new concepts, to keep on grabbing your listeners? How difficult is it to do that?
Well, it's a challenge for stand-up comedians because once you have delivered a joke, it's done.
Yeah.
People, when you say it again, they're going to say, sure.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Last week, the singers can come and say, I see Taurus Riley sing, she's right.
Multiple times.
10,000 shows. And nobody complain, you know what I mean? Every time Freddie McGraw comes, a big ship sailing on you, and they sing it all over. But when we comedian, so that's our first challenge. What we do, what I have done, I read the news, I look around. If you notice, our sketches often were influenced by news item, what was happening to the politicians, the sports, entertainers. Looked around and find ways to mimic the space in a creative way. That's how we came up with characterization. The first time I did Bounty Killer was because he wasn't able to go on Sumfest. So what can we do about that? Yo, Johnny goes up. I heard us need to go on Sumfest. Yo, we need to go happy. So immediately we thought about how we could make that funny. So if that news didn't happen, we couldn't do it. So that's how we come up with new stuff. As the news change, we change.
Okay.
When COVID happened, I kept hearing persons saying, boy, this is when IT and Fans Get should be on the show because there are so many things. You know what I mean? So many things that I would see them doing. So that's how we stay current by paying attention to what's happening in this space.
Okay.
So, what character you liked to impersonate the most? I have my theories though.
Yeah. I'd have to say, all right, if I should answer that question honestly, I'd have to ask myself which one I find myself doing often, especially my stand-up. And to be honest, I find myself doing Renita Adams often in my stand-up. That's one of the characters I did it on TV, but I did it in my stand-up set. But there are so many of them. I find that the dancehall space would like to see the Bounty Killer. But there's so many of them. We've been impersonated so many different persons.
And the cartel.
The cartel. I mean, if sometimes I don't remember some of them. You know what I mean? There are many of them. When I watch it back, I'm saying, wow, So I it's difficult for me to really identify a favorite, but I have to honestly say that I do the Adams quite often in my performances.
So what would be your encouragement?
What's your favorite?
Okay.
All right. I have two favorites. I love to see when I do Bob Marley, and I love to see when I do Vibes Cartel. Like the laughter is uncontrollable.
Yes.
So I really wish you would just start over the show and just do it again fresh, because that chemistry there where you and Fancy Cat have,
for real.
it is unbelievable. And guess what? Looking at Fancy Cat, just looking at him, you want to laugh.
Naturally.
The look of piece here when have a person will bleach out. Just look at him, you want to laugh.
That's true. Fanscat, he has that naturally. I always tell people that Fanscat and Oliver Samuels are the two persons when you see them, you just still laughter.
With you know, I think you're the strategist behind the jokes.
Yeah.
But he's naturally just
That's a character.
his essence and him energy, comedian. So it's like when God created him, God said,
man.
"You'll be a comedian."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. So tell the youths if they're interested in this field in particular, how would you tell them to be creative in it and go ahead despite the challenges that they will have along the way?
Pay attention to your surrounding. When you discover a talent, you shouldn't be the only person who discover it. For example, if you are a singer, if people keep telling you, you can sing, you have a good voice. I like when you sang yesterday and you hear it from different persons, not only your family members who love you, you know what I mean? After a while, you want to agree that, okay, singing is your talent. So my first advice to any young person now, what is your talent? What do you hear persons identifying you with to say that you are good at that? You are good at that. Because sometimes there's a disparity between what you think you're good at and what persons think you're good at. You know what I mean? You might say, I want to do this because I joked about it, but I want to sing. I honestly wanted to sing. I went to singing classes. I paid to do hard. But singing, I mean, God showed me that that's not the talent. You know what I mean? So young persons need to identify what that is, listen to their spirits. People will tell you, you will not have a talent and not know. Once you display, people identify it. And originality, that is key. The last thing you want to be that you are a copycat. All you do is copy and there's no creativity. So you have to seek to be creative. And always encourage persons to look around, man. Look around. There are so many things to talk about every single day, And you and I can talk about the same thing and have two different angles. So even if someone is doing, I was doing a show recently, and I said that Jamaicans love their national athletes. Let me repeat. Jamaicans love to treasure their national athletes. And we have found that there are some Jamaicans who love the national athletes' treasure. No. If you're not paying attention to the news, you would not get that. You know what I mean? And we don't spell it out because that's how a thinking comic operates. You will deliver something and in your mind, if you figure it out, then the laughter.
I just figured it out.
They'll have to look up because I mean, it's a big news when they think about treasure and money and athlete. One name comes, and we don't have to call it name. You know what I mean? So the thing is, a colleague of mine, Leighton Smith. Let me call his name. He dealt with the show, with the story in a very different and very comical way to show that two persons can look at the same subject matter and approach it very differently. And I must share that my comic friends, I won't share his joke because I know jokes are very priceless, you want to keep them and share. But the point is, we can look at the same thing and come up with different ideas. So that's my suggestion to young persons listening. Try to be original. You are admired when you're original. Listen, you are admired when you're original. If you take influences, inspiration, and you model what you do, fine. But in modeling, just find your unique way of presenting it. You know what I mean? The IT and Fancy Cat show, we didn't have any precursor. There was no sketch comedy show on Jamaican TV done by Jamaicans that would parody politicians. We didn't. We saw plays, we saw sitcoms, we saw dramas, but we have never seen sketch comedy where somebody would go on the road and do a hidden camera with a complete stranger on the road. You know what I mean? And then they would discover that, oh, by the way, we had a hidden camera. You know, so those things, it took a lot of originality and a team of creatives to put it together. A team of creatives to put it together.
All right.
So
We want to ask you, because you are in the industry for a good while now, we want to know that, we want to know what you want your legacy to be in this industry that you're a part of.
I think I perhaps mentioned it. I don't want to remember as a creative who created original content, purely Jamaican content, edgy content too, because we were really edgy. There are times when we dealt with certain subject matter. I remember when the health scare came, and we did a skit. I don't know if you saw it. Activity. We went downtown. We set up ourselves as if we were doctors, and we would position an actor near to another person and say, if you're near this person, you have to do activity. And it was during the time when the Ebola scare was out. No, why would a comedian do a joke at a verse? We did it. In fact, when it was replayed on YouTube, they thought it was COVID because it matched the COVID scenario so well, So we were edgy, to really find ways, as Miss Lou would say, take serious thing, make joke. Because the thing is, Jamaica is a very serious place to live, and if we don't find ways to laugh at ourselves, trust me, we won't survive. We'll be overcome by stress. So that is what I want to be my legacy. That we will push the boundaries. I want to be remembered as someone who pushed the boundaries and was successful at it.
Push the boundary and be successful at it. We know about your Ghetto Misfit show. Is it on still or has it gone?
Yeah, man. It was held on Father's Day. It's a stand-up comedy special that tells our story, my story as a Ghetto Misfit. And on Sunday we did the funny thing about fatherhood. That was the theme this year. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. You're still doing things and active, and we want to know how we can follow you, to know what you have coming up and be a part of this IT and Fancy Cat show or IT show alone.
Well, actually, I'm going to be the guest comedian at Slightly Unhinged. It's a stand-up comedy show up at 22 Jerk this Sunday, June 25. So if you want to see me live, you can come to it's 22 Jerk. That's Barbican. Slightly Unhinged. You can look on my Instagram page at IT Ellis. ITY. It's an acronym. ITY means I thank you. Okay. I thank you for finding me on Instagram, and you see and get information about Slightly Unhinged. That's happening this Sunday, the 25th of June.
All right. As the comedian minister, I would say, of Jamaica, right? I'm gonna give you a little stand-up joke. And if I don't get a smile or anything, I would never try to be a comedian ever again.
This is the place to do it, right? All right, go ahead.
Listen,
yeah.
First of all, before you remember, listen, the audience writes the joke.
All right.
So you have to listen to the response. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I have a lot of them, but this is a very short one, right? So you have 3 rats, hypothetically, in a bar, right? 2 of them are really like they're womanizers when it comes on to rats. So the first rat is like, me and the man, I have been with over 50 different rats. So the
Yes.
second rat is like, you're not ready yet. I've been with over 200 different rats from 200 different countries. So the third rat is there and he's not saying anything. So them must say, you know, say a bored man is a bored man rat. So him look upon them and say, listen, me not have time for no. Me have to go home to my cat.
Okay.
So when them a boss boy rat is a cat, him
It's a
have to
cat
feed
you have.
himself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in other words, I'm at the top dog.
Okay.
My dog
Okay.
dog.
then.
Rat, I go to the cat and I'm the top dog.
Yeah, you're at
All
top dog.
right. All right.
So where can we view your work and what is your social media handle?
Well, I mean, on Instagram it's at IT Ellis, and I'm on Facebook at IT and Fancy Cat. If you go on YouTube, you will find us on IT and Fancy Cat. Spell it out, AND. Anything else, it's a copy of the original thing.
Okay.
So it's IT and Fancy Cat on YouTube, and all videos are there. You can watch them over and over again. So on Facebook, I'm on Instagram at IT Ellis. And if you want to see me next, I'm on Slightly Unhinged this Sunday, June 25 at 22 Jerk Barbican.
All right. Thank you so much, Ian IT Ellis, for coming on the show. It might try a little thing, you know. It might work a little bit. I don't know.
You're on the way, man. You know, I like the fact that you went you used animals to bring out the joke. Yeah, man, but pay attention to the response of your audience, and they know if you're on the ball.
All right. Thank you.
Tell IT
You're
so we
welcome.
need an
Bless
interview with him. Fancy we need an interview with him too.
Yes, man, when he returns to Jamaica, yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, bless you.
Yeah, you just got to stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize. You know what I mean? And just be wise. You gotta work hard for what you want. Okay. You can be what you wanna be. Don't give up, don't give up. Hey, keep your eyes on your hopes and dreams. Don't give up, don't give up. No, don't make nobody spoil your destiny. Just don't give up, and be what you wanna be. Wanna be a persistence and determination. You got to be yourself and no other one. Work for your dreams, you have to stay strong so you can't give up. Aye, cause you can be what you want to, achieve what you want to. Remember about the killer so you can be a start to. Okay, you can be what you wanna be. Don't give up, don't give up. Aye, you got to keep up your hopes and dreams. Don't give up, don't give up. Hey, no make nobody spoil your destiny. Just don't give up, cause be what you wanna be. Hey, just be strong. Work hard for your hopes and dreams. Stay persistent. Big up Nazzy, creative show. Spread the word, Nazzy. I make the people them know. Treasure said that. Okay.
I'm not looking for trouble. I'm not here trying to pick on no one. I'm only trying to grow and do the best that I know. Just wanna be humble. Just wanna be good. Trying to get along with everyone the way that I should. All I need is peace of mind. Give me that one wish, I'll be fine. All I need is peace of mind. Am I asking too much? Just this time. When I not living right. We're not enjoying our lives. Every day we celebrate another brother going to his grave. Not much to elevate. Everything seems so fake. Every day we're living in pain. All I need is peace of mind. Give me that one which I'll be fine. All I need is peace of mind. Am I asking too much just this time? You see, I'm tired of the lies, and I'm tired of the hurt, and I'm tired of the things that just don't work. How can I make things different just to break this cycle? All the toxicities and the daily drama, one drama after the other. Is there something that I'm missing? So much need peace of mind. Give me that one which I'll be fine. All I need is peace of mind. Am I asking too much just this time? Oh, ladies.
You know, sir, I have nothing I come through the place, you know.
Oh, for real?
But
today?
when me listen to Gary, I just be like, just smooth and relaxing. I love it.
Man. Blessings.
Definitely. So Gary, tell us how long you've been a recording artist, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been singing on and off for a couple of years, but I think I got kicked by the pandemic to get out of the relaxed mood and lackadaisical mood and push a little more. So during that period when we were in lockdown, I was actually sharing a lot of short snippets on social media, and the more I share, the more people were saying, keep on going, keep on going. And there's this one particular song that I had actually shared a part of the song because I couldn't find the full track. That was a track from Mikey Spice's version of the I Am I Said, done originally by Nee Diamond. And when I did the 54 seconds of that track, they were like in my inbox like, yo, you need to find the whole of the song here. And I digged and dig. About 2 weeks after I got the full track, and when I did it and posted on social media, it just started to go viral with like 250,000 views actually. So I kept on putting more and more short snippets until I said, stop, let me start put my original stuff out. So since about 2021, I started to keep on recording and put stuff out there. So we have songs like This Girl, we have songs like Beautiful, we have songs like Nobody Else Matters, we have songs like Repeat, and we have Peace of Mind, which you just heard a while ago. You heard Repeat earlier. And we have the one that's coming up, which is Shalala.
Right, and we have to jump right into Shalala.
Yeah.
The hit single from Gary.
Sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la, sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la. Nothing can break us, we're inseparable. Every day feels like brand new, pulling us closer. We're getting stronger. We've last way longer than they think we could. Let's celebrate. Sha-la-la-la, 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 oh yeah. Sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la. Your hand fits perfectly in mine. Your lips taste like sweet wine. You fit in my arms just fine. In the conversations we click, no reasons for us to switch. I can tell you this, let's celebrate. Sha-la-la-la, 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 oh yeah. Sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la. Nothing can break us, we're inseparable. Every day feels like brand new, pulling us closer. We're getting stronger, we've last way longer than they think we could. Let's celebrate. Sha-la-la-la, 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 oh yeah. Sha-la-la-la, 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 oh yeah. Sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la.
Sha-la-la-la. Come on now. Wow. Just smooth.
Blessings, man.
GQ.
All right. So
Blessings.
definitely you'll be dropping an EP soon, or you have an EP out already?
We have a couple songs up, but I'm just keep on dropping singles.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have any upcoming shows that we can see you?
Not currently, but working on a few though.
All right. And where can we follow Gary Music?
Okay, I'm on Facebook, Gary Gary. I'm on YouTube, Gary Gary Music. I'm on Instagram, I am Gary Gary. I'm on Twitter, I am Gary Gary. I'm also on TikTok, I am Gary Gary.
And you have visuals for songs out there? Well,
Yeah, man.
on
We
YouTube?
have 2 videos out. We have a video for Beautiful. We have visualizers, and we also have a video for Shalala out as well.
Which is the hit single.
Blessings.
Sha-la-la-la. Thank you so much for coming and, smoothing my set. I always say blazing my set, but this
Yeah.
was smooth, like
Smooth
rocking a
and
boat.
It's like you listen to one of them Bob Marley wailers, and it just
Yeah.
Very smooth.
Yeah, when I'm
Love
writing,
it.
it comes from a place of peace and calm. So
Yes, it
and
shows.
I always like people who produce good content from the soul, content from the heart. Just keep on pushing. I remember you cannot work on something for 10 years, but it takes one day.
blessings, man.
One day, everything can just happen.
Blessings.
So just keep on pushing.
Definitely keep on pushing and keep
So
on.
for those who are listening, I appreciate and support my YouTube. Just find me Gary, hashtag Gary Gary Music on YouTube, and subscribe and share and comment. Yeah.
Right. Support Gary at Gary Music on Instagram. Definitely you can find him there and go to his YouTube page, Gary
Music,
and
yes.
music as well. And you can view his songs and his hit single out, Sha-la-la-la, Blazing.
Blessings, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much again for coming on the show.
My
And I want to
pleasure.
thank my special guest creator, Ian IT Ellis, for sharing some core information. Boy, we get whole heap of information for days and months and weeks and all of them. We got a lot of information, and definitely we'll bust up ourselves with laughing. And I lie, Metal?
And I lie.
True, especially you with your rat comment. But definitely, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Fluid Chat with Nazzy Creative Show. Want to thank my passionate youth on the rise. We haven't had a passionate youth on the rise for a long time, and Brandon Skirving, artist and muralist. Definitely, you want to check him out, and him have him little chicken business where going, and you can find him at BS_Art_World on Instagram if you want. Get to him, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. And if you want to be a part of the show, you can go to Fluid Chat with Nazzy on Instagram, and you can, I'll get back to you with that. We want to thank my co-host right here.
I would love to end the show with the next joke, though.
No.
If we have time.
Listen to me. I want to thank all of my people for tuning in this afternoon. And definitely, if you want to be on the show, like I said, go to Feel We Chat with Nazzy Creative Show on Instagram, and you can be on the show. My production family, as usual, Vanessa Stewart, Brendan Headley Bailey, and my co-host right here, Kashim Green, who is with the jokes. Boy, I'm getting out of spirit.
I know. I just come comedian.
And turn comedian overnight. Yes. Well, anyway, thank you guys again for tuning in, and we'll definitely catch me, next month, and we're back at it again, coming with another artist and all of these things. Gary, big up yourself. Bless every time we're looking for bigger things from you.
Bless
all right.
Respect. Thanks for the invitation. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
All right. Oh, and Brown, big up yourself. You know that all the time.